What's going on, guys? Fun with Knives back again. Gonna do my first buck knife review. This is, of course, the Vantage Select. This is the most budget-friendly option in the Vantage series. To tell you the truth, they got a whole bunch of models. I can't even keep them straight. I know there's a Vantage Pro, a Vantage Avid, and a Vantage Force Pro. So they got different handle materials and steels, but this is your most basic model, the cheapest one, other than the small version of this one. This is the Buck Vantage Select Large. Now that was a mouthful. I'll give you guys the specs here, and I'll go into a little story of why I purchased this knife and what I think it's good for. So we have a 3¼ inch blade length, a 4.375 inch length closed, and an overall length of 7.625. And in all honesty, this is like my favorite size for EDC knives. 3¼ inch blade, over a 4-inch handle. It gives you a good grip without, having too much excess. And the weight on this thing, 3.7 ounces, right in a sweet spot for me. 3.5 to 4, I think, is pretty good. So Buck definitely got their dimensions right on this knife, and also the price. Before we get into anything else, these things cost around 25, maybe 27 bucks, and that is just an absolute steal because this knife is made in the USA. So anytime you see that on a knife, you're automatically thinking, 40 plus. And that's kind of a correct thought most of the time. So Buck really changed the knife game up when the Vantage came out. So this blade is their 420 high carbon. Everyone loves it because it's better than everyone else's 420 high carbon. Because of that, I think it's the Paul Boss heat treat it's legendary, they say. It's adequate. The steel performs okay. For the price point, it's pretty good. I love the blade shape, just a simple drop point. I love the grind. I don't know if you guys can see this, but this is just a wicked high hollow grind. Just an excellent slicer. Not a bad piercer with its thick blade stock. I love how it looks too. It's satin finished. The little flats here are stone wash. You got even a two-tone going on. Buck written on this side, USA on that side as well. And on this side, nothing. So pretty plain blade. You got the hole in there, obviously, is kind of a mode of deployment, also just kind of there for looks. But I love the blade, the thickness, the length, everything about it is just about average. And that brings us to deployment, which is by this little flipper here. And it's nice and smooth. It comes out pretty quick. You'd think it'd be easy to operate, but it's not. And that's people's main quarrel with these Vantage knives is that this flipper's too small to get a good purchase on, and your blade is going to fail a lot of the time. And of course, you can remedy that by giving it a wrist flick. And the thing's definitely smooth enough. I mean, if you have it open, it's going to fall a little bit, allow you to close it easier. So it's not an issue of quality, just kind of design here. That this flipper is not large enough for you to get a good purchase on. And you can use the hole. It's a little bit small, but it works the same way a Spyderco does, just not quite as easy. And I suppose you could flick it out too. I'm not too great at that with these little holes, but you can get it out. So modes of deployment, definitely a little bit of an issue. If you don't mind just flicking your knife out, this thing works fantastically. And that brings us to lockup. Liner lock hitting right about dead center, so you might have to worry about some over travel issues if you use this for a long time, but looks pretty good. These liners are not skeletonized, as you can see. They are full stainless steel liners, not nestled into the handle scales, so fairly tough knife for how slim it is. But the liner lock's pretty good. I mean, the lockup's solid. It's not going anywhere. Easy to disengage. They left you a large portion for your thumb to hit to close it, and you can kind of not shake this closed, but it closes pretty smoothly. And this handle material is just some sort of injection molded plastic. That's all it is. That's where the price the price you're paying is going to get you plastic, and that's about it. I mean, 25 bucks, you can't really complain. Buck knife logo there. Got a few sweeping lines through the design. Not very grippy, but pretty ergonomic because it's nice and organic. There's nothing weird about the handle. I mean, it supports a variety of grips very well. Not a tactical folder or anything like that. Maybe not even a hard use folder, but I think it could. It's definitely no titanium frame lock or a super strong back lock. But as liner locks go, this one's not bad. And I already alluded to the thinness. One thing that was holding me back from buying this knife was, first of all, it wasn't a Kershaw or a Spyderco, which I was really into in the past. I didn't have any buck knives, and I decided to go with this one, and I was like, man, that's going to be such a thick handle. And I think I was thinking that these plastic handle scales were a lot thicker than they really were. This thing is half an inch, maybe 0.45 or something like that. Super thin, and it's nice and streamlined, so it's easy to access in and out of your pocket. You got a deep carry pocket clip here with a little buck logo B in the anvil. I love the pocket clip design. It screws in on top. Super deep carry, you got a little slit in there, and it is reversible to the other side, but it is only tip up for all you tip down weirdos out there. I like this knife, but to be honest with you guys, it's too plain for me to carry around. There's absolutely nothing wrong with this knife. Maybe the flipping action isn't very good, but this isn't something that's meant to just be flipped around all day. It's meant to be used. It's 25 bucks. I think it fits a gentleman's carry bill. I think it fits a great EDC knife size bill when you can get the smaller one, or one with better steels, or one with wood handles, or you got a lot of options. But this knife just doesn't excite me, and that's the only way I can put it. There's nothing about this knife that I really want to carry day to day, and I'll probably get rid of it. And that's not to say that this knife isn't for you. I definitely recommend it just because it's a great value. But to me, with so many knives and so many different designers that I got, and all the cool materials and different opening mechanisms and stuff, this thing is just absolutely plain. And that's probably what they're going for. I mean, it's buck. These things are meant to be used. They're not meant to be super flashy. You're not going to whip this out and somebody's going to be like, oh, what knife is that? It's just a buck. So, dollar for dollar, guys, this is pretty good. I mean, it's almost in the same class as that Ontario Rat. So, I do recommend it. I think it will suit you fine. It's adequate in a lot of areas. It's just not very appealing to me personally. So, thanks for watching, guys, as always. I'm thinking about, once I get some more subscribers, if that ever happens, maybe doing a giveaway or something like that. Let me know what you guys think. I might give away a Kershaw or something. So give me your input on that too. Make sure to like and subscribe if you guys are new, and have a good one.